Welcome back to another video. And for the first time, I'm going to be talking about THORCHAIN, ticker symbol RUNE. And, I did a video on the top 50 cryptos, which I'll link down below. And during that time, I came across a few interesting patterns. And one of them that stands out to me the most is this particular one, RUNE. Um, I did a bit of research and I found out that it's a swap token. It's a project that allows you to swap between different cryptos anonymously, etc. And I watched a few videos about it, and it seems pretty interesting. Um, and it's one of those projects which appear to be a little bit different than the others. But aside from that, the pattern itself is interesting because when this was released, it was during that 2021 bull run. So there's not any historical data behind it, which normally I would suggest would be a B wave and a C wave down, which most cryptos have produced. But this one has a bit of a difference. The first move down does not look like a wave one, right? Because if this was a wave one, this would need to be a wave two, except there's a 5 wave move here. So this got me thinking, what are we looking at? Did a bit of analysis in the internals of that first move. It overlaps. It's an A wave. A, B, C, D. Yes, a sharp D. I looked at the internals of this D wave also. And then what I can only assume to be an E wave, right? With a very small wave 2 and a large wave 4. Now, I'm still going through all the details of this, but so far, things are starting to look like this is actually looking very bullish, like mega bullish. And the reason for that is because of this move that's just happened since that low. It's not just a 5 wave move, it's actually what I think is something a lot different, right? So I'll turn on my labels right now, and this is what I believe is going on, right? Which seems absurd given, other coins patterns, but what if this is a wave 1, 2, and we're in the midst of the beginning of a bull market, right? And this made me think about what I said the other day in a video, I don't know, about, I don't know, whatever the hell I was like, could have been VRA or XLM. And I said, we're not in a bull market right now. So what I really should have said is that for XLM and VRA, we are not in a bull market. Okay. That's what I should have said. Because there are probably other cryptos out there that might be in a bull market. I just don't know about them because I haven't done enough research, and I'm starting to do that now. So, from what I can tell here, and this is not unusual, by the way, I see this all the time, especially at the small degree, is that we had a small wave one followed by an A, B, C, right? Now, in this level where I'm showing you right now at the highs, we're just going to zoom into the 4 hour to begin with. So, this I counted as a C wave. Yes, it's a very choppy C wave. I call these type 2 because they're not that common, but they do happen. Now, the D wave, and by the way, there's only 3 types of 5 wave moves and 3 types of zigzags, right? I only have type 1 and 2 because those are the not regular ones. The regular ones I don't count as anything except just a regular move. Anyway, so moving on, I can only suggest this pattern here could be, at this stage, looks like a D wave completed. A D and E with confirmation of a break, but still within a corrective portion of a minor wave 2 if this is a wave 1. Now, I need to just warn you that I'm still combing through all the waves individually just to really understand, is this what I'm looking at? Is it true? Is there a possibility that wave D could expand? or all that sort of thing, right? And you have to understand that when you get to the finer details of these things, there are clues. There are definitely clues. Um, the biggest clue I see here at the moment is that you have a lot of overlap here, right? There's a lot of overlap between all the waves, which doesn't make me think that this is a five-wave move in general. Otherwise, we could be seeing the beginning of a D wave with a weak five-wave move, right? That's possible, right? I'm not going to say it's not possible because it is possible, right? So I suppose I, I will update you on this. But if this count is correct, which it could be, right? That means that this area here is very important between 4.8 and 6.0, right? It's a very important area because if if this whole wave little mini wave 2 correction ended here, then this could be the beginning of wave 3, right? Moving higher, a lot higher. And it doesn't seem like too far out. It doesn't seem implausible that that could happen. I think that it can happen because, from what I understand, this type of project is extremely undervalued for what it does. Okay, now I don't really like getting into the fundamental side, but if you think about the anonymous aspect of cryptos, it's pretty important, right? Uh, it basically is decentralized. It's DeFi basically, right? But it seems to be like at the top of the list when it comes to DeFi. So I don't know about that too much, but that's what I'm feeling when I research about it, and I'll probably continue to research about it. So I suppose the point here would be, I guess, would be okay. Well, the correction here, if this was to be a wave four and this was to be a five-wave move, well, why does it look like a five-wave move? Now, corrections are not just five-wave moves. They are not, right? It's something that if you practice RS wave, if you understand what it is, the methodology, there are certain rules that can't be broken, right? It's not Elliott wave. It's a lot different because it gives you a bit of perspective on what you're looking at, right? But it also takes a lot of practice. I suppose what I'm trying to say here is that if this is a D wave, the only thing that would be questionable at this point would be this move down here for the B wave of the D wave, right? So I suppose having to dig a bit deeper, I'd have to look at the internals of that move. Like, is this an A, B, C pattern right here, or is it just an A pattern, right? And it can't be. It's not supposed to be. But then you just look at it a bit different and you say, okay, well, what happens if this is wave A, we have an A, B, C, some kind of D, you know, to here, and E, so that type of work I'm working on, it does look pretty cool at the moment. It does look right. I don't see any flaw at the moment, but I'm going to dig deeper soon. That would then suggest that yes, this is an E wave, and this probably will explode to the upside once we get a bit more of a correction happening. But if you believe that this is the count, then you would want to be buying at the lowest point within this range, right? Do I believe we've hit that lowest point within this range? Probably not. I think it might go a little bit lower, right? And that also, begs the question, where did wave one, where is, like, is this a five wave move right here? Because it doesn't look like it, right? It just doesn't. I think that there's something interesting going on here that could indicate potentially like a very small wave one, followed by an A, B, unfolding weak wave C, potentially still unfolding, right? Followed by a D, E, and then up. So it's not, I don't think it's just a straight 5 wave move. It doesn't look like it because you've got too many components here. You've got one there, one there, one there, one there, and then this is corrective there, looking at a bit corrective there. So it could be A, B, C, D, and then an E wave is unfolding, which is a 5 wave move, which means, is this a 5 wave move? How far along are we, et cetera, right? This is the work I need to do, but I will do it because if this is the beginning of a bull market, then I want to trade it, right? So I'm going to be looking for all the clues. I don't want to say that I've done all the analysis now and it's ready to rock, just go to the moon right now. But I just want you to be aware that this looks very bullish, much more bullish than anything I've seen in the top 50 cryptos at this point. So hopefully you found this one interesting and informative. Thank you for watching.